with a crafty home, and today is Saturday and I am going to be starting a new series on my channel called Spinning a Yarn. And I don't mean that necessarily as a story, although that is technically what that expression means. But as many of you may know, if you've looked through old videos on my channel, I am a knitter. And yeah, so I thought I want to start bringing the crafty part into my channel. This channel will still mainly be about books, but I thought it would be fun just once a week to share what I've been working on, or I have lots of things I could talk about. I could talk about what I've been working on. I can share with you the books I have on. I mean, I don't even have to just talk about knitting. I sew, I do lots of things. So I thought it would be fun to share with you what I've been crafting during the week and other topics. I have a humongous yarn stash that could take many videos to go through if anybody's interested in that. Old projects I could show you. Just so much I could show on this channel. So today I'll share with you a little bit about how I got started knitting and then what I have been working on this week. So some of you may know I've been married before. This is my second marriage, and my first husband, his second cousin, I think it would have been his second cousin or third cousin, well, the wife of it, anyway, she knit, and we used to meet for coffee every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and it's just a family thing. It was great. It was so much fun, and we would meet for coffee and just talk, and Anne would always bring her knitting. And so somebody commented, it was either my mother-in-law or my grandma, not technically my grandma, but I still call her grandma, my ex-husband's grandma. Somebody asked like if she would teach us how to knit, and so she told us what to bring, and we all brought some yarn and some needles, and she taught us how to cast on, and if we figured that out, how to knit. And so I learned that on a Saturday. By that evening I was obsessed, if not sooner than that evening, and I'd been knitting. I was like, okay. And so I got some books on knitting. Like, I went to the yarn store in town and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna buy some yarn and knit something. And I decided, like, the first project I was gonna do besides a scarf, because I knitted my scarf, and then I had to look up online how to bind off, and I found a great site that is still around called Knitting Help. I think it's knitting-help.com, and they have videos for learning how to knit. And so I went on there, learned how to bind off, and I was like, okay, I'm ready for more. But, you know, it's the middle of the night, and you can't call people at 2 a.m. in the morning because you want to learn a new stitch. So I just kept watching those videos and learning stuff, and then like went to the yarn store and bought a book, bought some yarn to make a friend of mine a knitting blanket. Although it didn't really pick up, it didn't quite happen that fast, I guess, like thinking about it now, because I just knit scarves, and I think I put it away for a while because it was just before everything switching from my husband being my husband to my ex-husband. So let's just leave it at that. There was a lot going on, and so I didn't pick it up for a while. And then after he had left me, and I had my newborn baby, because my son is from my first marriage and he was just a few months old, yeah, then like knitting just became something. I was like, I want to do that again. And I went to the yarn store and I bought some yarn, and like I said, my friend was having a baby, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna knit. And I just became addicted and obsessed with knitting. And since then it has just been something I've done, and I've just taught myself how to do everything. I've taught lessons for our Indian tribe. I've just continued to learn. I don't ever look at a pattern and think I can't do that. I just think, okay, where can I learn to do that? And so I've just really have just taught myself how to do it. So now I don't think there's anything I haven't tried. I haven't tried in Artesia, I don't believe yet. But I've done Fair Isle. I've done like everything I can think of. I've done a lot of stuff, and I love it. I can't buy yarn like I used to. I used to buy yarn all the time. But since I can't buy it anymore, I still have tons and tons of very nice yarn. So yeah, I never have really ran out. So it's kind of a brief synopsis of how I started, basically self-taught, and just became addicted. Actually, my first real attempt at blogging was all about knitting. That blog was called Pink Knitting Adventures, which later morphed into The Crafty Home when I switched over from Blogger to WordPress. And because I wanted to talk about more than just knitting at that point. So yes, and during that time after the divorce, like, I really got into it, and I got into the whole community online. At the time it was just bloggers, and we would just comment on each other's blogs and do swaps, and it just became like an outlet for me, all of these friends who also knit. And then Ravelry came along. I was one of the first people, not the first wave, you know, like the Yarn Harlot. Well, I'm acting like you know, but if you do know, like the Yarn Harlot and some of those got like first dibs, but I don't know if now you can just sign up for Ravelry, but there was a time when they were still in beta, when you had to get on a waiting list, and I was like maybe in the fifth wave by Rick Yancey. No, I was in one of the early waves of signing up with that. So I've been on Ravelry for a long time. I kind of fluctuate my usage because it can get really addicting. I don't think all my projects are all up to date on there, but if you want to go look for me, now I have to try to remember. I think it's under the Jumping Sheep, because that is the name of my Etsy store. So I believe that's what it's under, the Jumping Sheep. If you want to go check me out on there, add me as a friend, I'll add you back. So yeah, I really do just love knitting, and I love the community around it. So yeah, that being said, what I have been working on now, while I've watched YouTube videos, for a while I wasn't really knitting, I was just reading, and then I was like, wait, I can watch my booktube videos and I can knit. So I can do both of my loves, kind of. I mean, I can't read and knit at the same time. I could do audiobooks and knit, but yeah, I just don't. So anyway, what I am working on right now is a blanket that I started when we lost our baby last year. Last year in August. We had a miscarriage, and that would have been our 5th baby. And yeah, so that was really hard for me, and I went and there's a blanket that I've really been wanting to make, and I don't know, just the thought of making just a simple blanket was really like comforting to me. And so I went and there was a blanket that I've really been wanting to knit, but I wanted to start it right away because I wanted that comfort right away. And so I couldn't really do it in the colors. I tried to match the colors the best I could because, you know, I didn't have the right colors because of the patterns from Knit Picks. And yeah, so this, I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but that is it. It's the Hue Shift Afghan, and this is like in the rainbow colorway. So I kind of tried to find rainbow colors. It was quite difficult. Yellow was really hard to find in the right weight, and it's not the color of yellow I would have wanted, but I figured, you know what, this is to make me feel better. So, you know, I don't care if it's a little not quite right. That's okay, because it's to remind me of a time that wasn't quite right and that was hard for me. So yeah, I'm still working on it many months later, but I knit on it a lot during that time. So this is, this blanket, you use mitered squares, which is just a square with like a seam in the middle of it, kind of, and you do it in 5x5 blocks. So you knit one, you pick up stitches, and you keep working your way, and the colors all change. So you will do a solid block of color. So okay, this is, so you knit them, sorry, I was saying something. You knit 5 or 4 5x5 block pieces, and then you seam those together, and so then you end up with what, a 10x10 blanket with a border? No, something like that. I'm not looking forward to picking up all the border stitches, but this is it right here, which I know is very hard to show in the video because it's a big, humongous thing. I'm on an orange square right now, and so if you could see it in the picture, and hopefully you can see here, like coming up here diagonally, kind of in an X in the middle, are the solid colors of all the colors you're using, and then out from there are combinations, almost like vector points if you're into math. I think that's what they're called. Anyway, so yes, I am on an orange one, and you just pick up any knit. This is really relaxing. It's just knits back and forth with a center double decrease in the middle. So it's really not that complicated if you know how to knit. It's super simple, and actually, unfortunately, I'm kind of embarrassed to say this, but sometimes I'm embarrassed to take it out because I'm afraid other people who knit will be like, is that all she knows how to do? Which is stupid. It's just my dumb pride getting in the way again. But this blanket just, like I said, it's really comforting and it means a lot to me. And so that is what I have been knitting on. So which square am I on so that next week you can keep up with my progress? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 3 is 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I'm on the 19th square, so let's see where I am next time. So yeah, that's what I'm knitting. So if you're a knitter and are on Ravelry, then make sure to let me know about that down below and let me know what you are knitting on, or if you're just a crafter, what you're crafting. And also, if you want to learn how to knit, I do have some lessons, video lessons on this channel. I think I have a playlist even that says knitting lessons, and you're just pick up some yarn and needles and go check those out. And if you need help along the way, let me know, because I am more than willing to help you in any way I can. If it's something I need to see, we can, you know, do a video chat or something. I don't know, but yeah, I love to help people learn and stuff. So this video has ended up very long, but hopefully this is a segment that you will like and enjoy, and I know that I am going to like sharing this part of me with you. And let me know what kind of videos, if there's something you're interested in seeing in this vein, leave a comment down below and let me know, and I'll try to remember to do those videos. And my kids are home now because my dad is knocking on the door. So I guess it's a cue to end this video. I'll chat with y'all next time.